welcome to The Buzz, Indiana's underground business voice. I've got Daniel O'Malia in the studio. We're here in Carmel, Indiana, Bar Louie's, home of the Dollar Burger on Tuesday night. I don't know why we're here on Thursday.
Good question.
Yeah. Daniel O'Malia, famous name in this town. Now, why is that name famous?
Well, I guess because of the grocery business that my dad started 43 years ago.
Wow. And so now you kind of grew up in that business. And now, what was your kind of career path there?
Oh gosh, I started working for my dad when I was 8 years old, which was 10 years before he started O'Malia's. This was at a little store he owned in Broad Ripple. Then in high school, I worked for him for a local chain, and then in college, I worked for him at O'Malia's.
Okay.
Worked nights from 1969 to 75. I was a high school English teacher and worked nights and weekends.
Okay.
75, I came full time.
Wow.
86 became president, was president till 06.
Wow.
Last 5 years inside of Marsh Supermarkets.
Awesome.
It's a down and dirty history.
Yeah, yeah. So in that time, you guys develop a legend really for being really legendary customer service, right?
Thank you.
My pleasure. And I mean, and I think that's kind of what your name in my mind is synonymous with. Okay. You call, I think, what do you call the
Indy's trusted servant? Yeah.
And now you've spun that out and you've started a consulting firm. And what is it you do in your consulting firm?
Well, I do customer service training for companies
Okay.
that want customer service training. They either want a good customer service or make their customer service better, or keep it at the level it's at, because you can't do that without work all the time on customer service. I also do keynote speaking now. At events for a shorter period, half hour to 45 minutes. Customer service training is 2 hours and up.
Okay. So what does customer service mean to you?
Well, I guess it means building a culture where everybody works together. Teamwork is a really big part of customer service. Building a culture where everybody there knows that their main job is taking care of that customer. And then, of course, in the teamwork aspect, it's taking care of one another to help take care of the customer. You know
why I love the sentence that use two words in a sentence that I don't hear a lot of people use: build and culture. Okay.
Yeah.
And I think people think that culture just develops and that it can't be designed, that you have to wait for it to happen. And one of the things I think that you do is teach people how to go proactively into the abyss and say, look, here's what we're going to accomplish and here's how we're going to do that. Is that fair?
That's fair. I learned from my dad that you can set a culture in motion. He didn't even know what a culture was. He just flat did it. He used to talk to me about what kind of people he was going to hire, where he was going to get them from, and so on and so forth. And I watched as that evolved over the years. I've also studied some really great cultures that everyone's heard of, like Southwest Airlines and Nordstrom's, and I've studied some cultures that aren't so great. I won't mention them here, but I would if you hired me.
So Danny, what are the type of businesses you look to network with? The type that have the same kind of clients as you, that you think maybe you can augment value proposition and pass business back and forth?
Well, I would love to have professional organizations such as banks, accountants, lawyers and stuff. I haven't gotten any of those yet.
Okay.
I've gotten service organizations, some of them really basic services, 2 heating and air conditioning companies, a landscape company, a builder, the Indianapolis Indians, for heaven's sake.
Wow.
And the only retailer I've gotten, thought I'd get a lot of those, got Ossip Optometry, closest thing to a retailer I've gotten. But any company that wants to have a great culture of customer service got to start working on it.
Sure.
So that's me.
So those are the people that are buying you. But I'm thinking that the other businesses that you could network with that have those type of players as clients might be like the strategic advisors to those businesses, the lawyers, the accountants that are in there helping them make the tough decisions. And one of the things you could do is help them value their culture of customer service, because you and I know training is one of the first things people cut when the economy takes a downturn.
Amen.
And isn't that really one of the things they need the most?
The thing they need the most.
Now, why do they need that?
Well, because if you don't train your people, first of all, in the technical aspects of the job, whether it's cutting meat or running a register or running a computer, whatever it is, then they won't be able to get the job done. If you don't train them on the people aspects, there goes your culture.
Sure.
But that takes a lot of time and money and effort, and it takes a continued commitment, and a lot of places are afraid to do that. But the downside is then they give bad service.
Sure. They get bad service and they lose the clients they work so hard to get.
Maybe they even lose the employees they didn't train so well.
Yeah,
and that's a downward spiral too.
Sure. So if what would be the one thing that if you're in a bag, thrown in a bag with other people that are doing consulting or training, and some of their verbiage really talks about customer service, what is the thing that makes you different?
Well, I think my background in the retail grocery business, especially locally, everybody can relate to that business, okay? And I have unique experience in that business from 8 years old and watching my dad run a little store with 5 people to then later 9 stores with 900 people and a central bakery and truck drivers and warehouse people and all kinds of stuff. So I've had kind of experience with people at all these levels.
Sure.
In a retail environment, in a tough business.
I think that's so important. It's not the when you say it's a retail business, it's a tough business. I mean, your margins are literally next to nothing.
Penny on the dollar.
Penny on the dollar, and you're doing that across multiple different levels of humanity. And what I mean by that is you could have a C-level store manager that's running the whole operation, all the way down to the bag boy. They have to be engaged, and that's where culture comes effect. Is that
That's
true?
where culture comes. One of my favorite quotes is from Mary Kay Ash. Mary Kay Ash was asked why she'd been successful. She said, "I hired really nice people, and I tried to let them be as nice as they could be."
Sure.
Sounds like Joe O'Malia talking. Same model, And that bag boy and that cashier are actually going to talk to more customers than I am even. So everybody there in between.
They're almost more important than we are.
They really are. And so therefore you better be careful the ones you're hiring, and then you better make sure you get them on board and you empower them to be as nice as they can be.
Sure. Daniel O'Malia, you've been buzzed.
Hey, Tony, I enjoyed it.